C.S. Lewis, 1898–1963, an English essayist, juvenile novelist, and Christian apologist. Here are 25 of his better-known quotes. "A man can no more diminish God's glory by refusing to worship him than a lunatic can put out the sun by scribbling the word darkness on the walls of his cell. Aim at heaven and you will get earth thrown in. Aim at earth and you get neither. Can a mortal ask questions which God finds unanswerable? Quite easily, I should think. All nonsense questions are unanswerable. Courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point. Do not let us mistake necessary evils for good. Don't use words too big for the subject. Don't say infinitely when you mean very, otherwise you'll have no word left when you want to talk about something really infinite. Education without values, as useful as it is, seems rather to make man a more clever devil. Eros will have naked bodies, friendship naked personalities. Even in literature and art, no man who bothers about originality will ever be original, whereas if you simply try to tell the truth, without caring tuppence how often it has been told before, you will, 9 times out of 10, become original without ever having noticed it. Failures are finger posts on the road to achievement. Friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, "What? You too? I thought I was the only one." If you look for truth, you may find comfort in the end. If you look for comfort, you will not get either comfort or truth, only soft soap and wishful thinking to begin, and in the end, despair. It is hard to have patience with people who say there is no death or death doesn't matter. There is death. And whatever is matters. And whatever happens has consequences, and they are irrevocable and irreversible. You might as well say that birth doesn't matter. It's so much easier to pray for a boar than to go and see one. Of all tyrannies, a tyranny sincerely exercised for the good of its victims may be the most oppressive. It would be better to live under robber barons than under omnipotent moral busybodies. The robber baron's cruelty may sometimes sleep, his cupidity may at some point be satiated, but those who torment us for our own good will torment us without end, for they do so with the approval of their own conscience. The future is something which everyone reaches at the rate of 60 minutes an hour, whatever he does, whoever he is. The trouble about trying to make yourself stupider than you really are is that you very often succeed. There are only 2 kinds of people in the end: those who say to God, "Thy will be done," and those to whom God says, "In the end, thy will be done." Try to say the very thing you really mean, the whole of it, nothing more or less or other than what you really mean. That is the whole art and joy of words. When I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up. Mortal lovers must not try to remain at the first step, for lasting passion is the dream of a harlot, and from it we wake in despair. Every poem can be considered in 2 ways: as what the poet has to say, and as a thing which he makes. Affection is responsible for 9/10 of whatever solid and durable happiness there is in our lives. If we discover a desire within us that nothing in this world can satisfy, also we should begin to wonder if perhaps we were created for another world. No Christian and, indeed, no historian could accept the epigram which defines religion as what a man does with his solitude.